Today we're going to go over a few common issues you may be having with your garbage disposal. Two of the most common is that you have no power at all, and the other one is that when you flip the switch on, you're actually getting power, but all you're hearing is a humming or motor sound. Like with this sink here, whenever we flip the switch on, we flip on and off, and back on, and still there's no power. We've already checked the circuit breaker, and we've already checked that this one is plugged in correctly, but yet we still have no power. We're going to go through a few quick, easy ways to check this and maybe how to fix it without any cost or tools. Okay, now that we're under the sink, you can see there's two options down here to start fixing this. The first one is most all of your models are going to have a red button right here. This acts just like a circuit breaker. So when something goes wrong, whether it's a backup that's in the system or any kind of surge in power that you may have in your house or anything that's just going on that's electrical and this thing hasn't been performing the right way, this will pop open. A lot of times this red button will pop down. It may not be noticeable at first. So no matter what, first thing to check would be come in here and push this up to reset it. The other thing is, if you have a clog, instead of putting your hands down the drain and trying to self-turn this, there's actually an Allen head option right here to go inside and actually manually turn the turbine inside here so you can actually remove any kind of food or extra debris that's in there. Now, if you're trying to turn this and it won't go back and forth, and a lot of times you won't be able to just turn all the way clockwise. You're going to have to go back and forth a few times and it's going to slowly move until it breaks free whatever's in here. If there's something larger in there, you're going to need to go up top again, use a pair of tongs or something long that you can grab a hold of whatever's inside the motor or inside the disposal and remove that. Okay, now that we've reset our garbage disposal, we plugged everything back in. We're going to go back up and we're going to try to the switch and see if that turns it on. Again, this one was not making the humming sound, the constant humming motor sound. So that means there probably isn't a blockage in there. If you're hearing the humming sound, there's some type of blockage. If there's no power at all, again, first thing, try that red switch. Make sure you plug it in. The other thing to note is as you're putting these in, if you're installing it initially, a lot of times wherever your power source is at, one of these is a constant power outlet and the outlet right above it or below it is only powered when that light switch is flipped on or off, which actuates your disposal. If you put it in the constant one, your disposal will turn on and not stop running. So if that's the case, you're going to need to switch it to the other outlet and plug it in that one. That's going to be the one that goes on and off depending on the switch. Okay, now we've gone underneath the sink and we flip the reset switch on the garbage disposal. First, we're going to turn on the water because you don't want to run your disposal at all. When it's dry, you need to have water running. So now we've got some water going. We flip the switch, come over here, turn it on, and it's running. Turn it back off. There it is. Again, this one is a simple fix. It's almost the most common. It's just that reset switch underneath. Before you start tearing it apart and putting a new one in or calling a serviceman, go ahead in there and just hit that reset button. Again, if this is a block, you're going to have to clear the block in order to release that tension and so that motor can start spinning again. That's going to be that constant humming sound that you're hearing. If you guys like this video or you want to see some other ones, let me know. Please consider subscribing. It really helps. And if you are needing to get inside here in order to turn this and you're not able to do it by hand, there is a tool you can purchase that goes down there and it's a metal handle that will actually turn up top. And there's two teeth that go down and help you turn the inside of this. You could even use a broomstick or you can use some other form of, that you can go down there that's not going to tear it up. And you just put a stick down there and you can actually force that thing around instead of having to go out and buy that tool.